Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Julie. If you are a continued supporter, thank you very much. If you're new here, welcome. I will be planning an adventure for you today. You will have to stay tuned to see what it is. So good morning everyone. It's a cold, blustery winter day, so I decided that I was going to do some canning. Now I have basically everything out that I need to do this. I have to get some water going because I'm going to do the raw pack canning for these green beans. I have to get some hot water going to put inside the beans, the jars. I also have to get the rings and the lids warmed up. And I also have to get the beans out and get them prepped. But hopefully I have everything I need out, and I will get the beans out next, and I will show you what the first step is for my canning. All right, I bought these bags of beans at Walmart. I just have the two, and I cleaned 12-pint jars, which I think is probably overkill. But I wanted to make sure I had them cleaned and ready to go before I started cutting the beans up. So my first step is going to be cutting the ends where they were connected to the stems of the plants. So I will do that first. I will put the little pieces of my throwaways in the pink ceramic bowl, and I will throw the regular beans that I'm going to wash in a few minutes here when I'm done. I'm going to put those cut beans into this bowl. I'm not going to cut them down to size until after I wash them, but I do want to at least get them started. I'm going to do cut green beans, so I'm going to be using the regular mouth jars. When you do, like if you want to keep them long, like as long as the bean is, you would probably want to use wide mouth jars just so that they're easier to get in and out of the jars. But since I'm doing cut beans, I can use the regular mouth. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so, ooh, that bean's kind of wrinkled. See how that is? When you get products or, anything that you want to can, you want to make sure it's in pretty good condition. Well, this one here is all wrinkled and shriveled up a little bit. So I'm actually gonna cut that off and throw the whole bean in there for my garbage bowl and put this part into that one. So there's a lot of them that are stemmed like that. So you want to look them over really good. Make sure there's no blemishes on them. And then, if there are, you cut that part off. So this is probably the slowest part of the whole canning process because you are looking over the beans really well, before, and I do this at the very beginning. That actually feels a little bit hard, so I'm going to cut that end off as well. Stick it in my bowl. So I probably should have canned these. I bought the bags a couple days ago. I probably should have canned them, right that day when I got them, but I didn't. I stuck them in the fridge behind some things, and then I kind of forgot about them yesterday. Oh goodness, I got the whole plant here. Even look at that, even a little bitty one. But anyway, I'm just going to do these one at a time. Look them over real good. Cut it off. Oh, that one, the end looks funky, so I'm going to cut that off as well. So yeah, usually I get my produce from a farmer's market. So you get them right from the farmer, and usually they are in a lot better shape than these beans here seem to be. I'm gonna throw that end away too. Maybe I should just cut all these ends off. Sorry if I stuck my head in the way. But anyway, this is what I'm going to be working on. So I figured I'd talk to you a little bit while I'm doing this. I've had a couple people ask me when they've seen me about town and things. They've asked me why I named my channel Julie's Crafting Adventures. So basically, the crafting portion is me because I like to make things. So basically on the channel, I'm going to be making things like this. I'm making jarred beans so I can put on my shelf, on my pantry shelf. I do recipes. So I'm making something, cooking or baking. So that's me, crocheting, sewing, knitting, whatever. That's my part. So I wanted to have, because I started out with my husband, I wanted to have him a little bit included in my channel too, because it's, basically both of our channels, even though he's stuck with Hurley's Hobbies and I've come over on this one. I still wanted him to be a part of my channel because I can be a part of his channel whenever I want to. So the adventures part is basically from my husband's side. When we were first dating, he used to, and living together, he used to always say life was an adventure with me. He never knew what I was going to plan for the weekend, whether it was camping or riding or just going out fishing or swimming or, whatever we were going to do. He's like, oh, so what adventure did you plan for this weekend? And so, he still every once in a while says that to me. So as I was trying to think of a title for my channel, he actually, stated that and brought that up, and it kind of stuck in my head. So I thought, well, supposedly life's an adventure with me, and you never know what I'm going to do next because, with my channel, I planned on doing all different kinds of things. So I thought, well, I'll just call it Julie's Crafting Adventures. So that's basically how it came about. So I know it's not really like adventures like going out, like we have in the past when we were younger, doing all the, the riding and the fishing and the other things. But the only thing I really show on here is like the adventures when we go watch our grandkids, like the cheer competitions, for example. I do have those on this channel. But if you want to watch some of our adventures from when we were younger, my husband does have those on Hurley's Hobbies, and I actually have the link to it in the description. So if you go to the description, there's a link for his channel in there, which is our channel, basically our channel. But he uses it now mostly for his RC things and his laser cutting stuff. So I don't post on there. I haven't posted on there in quite some time. But anyway, I am going to get the rest of these beans cut up, and I'll show you the amounts of stems, the ends that I have, and also what I have in my metal bowl here that I'm going to can. So I will continue working on this, and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, I emptied both my bags, and I actually found a stem in one of the bags. So that was kind of interesting. But anyway, I ended up with a lot more beans than I thought. So I guess I chose wisely with the 2 bowls. So I'm going to take these over to the sink. I will rinse them, wash them off, and I will be back to cut them down into size. So my beans are all washed. I have them in the colander here. I have a metal bowl underneath to catch any of the water as they drip. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to cut them down to size here in, between 1 inch and 2 inches. And I'm just going to throw them in the big metal bowl. So I'll get working on this. And since this has taken me a lot longer than I expected, I'm actually going to stop after I get all these cut up. I'm going to stop and make myself some breakfast because I'm getting a little hungry and I didn't realize this was going to take quite as long as it's doing. So I'll get finished on these beans, getting them cut up, and then I'll eat my breakfast. All right, so here are the green beans all cut up, getting ready to be put in the jars. In reality, this has only been a few seconds for you guys, but it's been like 45 minutes for me. I finished cutting these, and then I ate my breakfast, and then I got my book out, my Ball Blue Book for preserving, just to kind of double check everything, you know, get the times and everything right. So for the beans, they are right here, Green Snap and Wax, and it's page 111. So these here, I'm just doing green. I have in the past, I have put them with wax beans. I have also put them with potatoes, which when you do two different produce items together, you want to check what the times are. So this one here, I have to process, what does it say? 20 minutes for pints and 25 for quarts, but 20 minutes. So then when I did the green beans with potatoes, the potatoes you have to process for 35 minutes. So when you mix two items together like that, you want to process for the longest cooking time. So if I had potatoes in these jars, I would want to do them for 35 minutes instead of just the 20. But this is the list of what you need. And I am actually going to put less salt than they recommend. They recommend a half a teaspoon for a pint jar, but I'm only going to put a quarter because my husband and I are both watching our heart health. So I'm gonna do less salt. But anyway, I'm gonna get my jars loaded up here and into the canner, which I have the water starting down there, and we'll go from there. I'll let you know how many pint jars I end up getting out of this batch. Okay, so I ended up with 7. But I have 9 jars in here. I have 2 empties just kind of sitting in place to kind of hold them where they are. I don't believe there's enough room to put 2 in the center, so I only have 1 sitting there. But if they tip a little bit, they'll hit each other and hopefully stay somewhat upright. But I ended up with 7 pints, so that was pretty good. All right, everyone, I'll show you what they look like after I process them for 20 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the canner. Okay, so the canning just got done, the processing. Sorry about the steam. I let it come back down to 0 pressure, took the top off, set a timer for 5 minutes so the jars don't get shocked when I actually pull them out of the screaming hot water. But this is what they look like. Nothing tipped, doesn't look like. And the empty jars look good too. So when the timer goes off, I'll set them on the counter and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so here are the jars. And you can see a couple of them, well, this one in particular, bubbling away. But the jars got a little cloudy. I put vinegar in there, but maybe not enough. So, but anyway, when I wash them, you know, tomorrow they got to sit overnight and cool down or whatever. But actually all of them sealed. I heard the little pops before they even came out of the canner. So that was encouraging. So tomorrow when they're all cooled, I'll take the rings off and I'll wash them in dish soap and get that, oh, that white, whatever that white film is, I'll get that scrubbed off and then dry the jars off and put them in the pantry. So I hope everyone has a great day and thank you for watching the video. Good morning, everyone. As I was editing the video yesterday, I did not want to leave the video at the end with the jars looking so awful. So I washed the jars like I said I would do, and I've dried them and I've labeled them. So this is kind of a little close-up, but I wanted to end it on a better note, so here it is. Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, would you please hit the thumbs up, give me a like, and if you have any comments or questions, please put them in that area below. And if you'd like to, please subscribe. I know I'm not a very large channel yet, but I do plan on putting out a video every week or every other week. So thank you for your continued support. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye.